We move straight to our main talking point this morning. Is about Issa Pantami. Well, as at this morning, it's still trending. Probably trend came back. But of course, the way things are now, the Nigerian government seems to be in support, standing by him. They've called this a cancel culture. Is it?
Cancel culture. That's a new one from Malam Garba Shehu. I don't know if they wrote that for him or invented it himself. I mean, I never heard him. The guy I'm close to. I've never heard him use the word cancel culture before. He said there's an attempt to cancel him. That's nothing we don't hear if you live long enough, Jacob. And the Nigerian government has struggled, to take a position on the Pantami matter, and it was going to be two ways, and experts have predicted it's either this way or the other way. I have thought that the matter will go nowhere because of the posturing of the Nigerian government. The body language has been clear, that the President Buhari government doesn't sack or doesn't really bother, And the one thing is from Makri, the former DSS director, even though DSS disowned him by his of course there was personal views. It doesn't work for the DSS anymore. That a report on Pantami was compiled, and it was clearly labeled that this man holds and have shared extremist views and passed it on the government. In spite of that, the government went ahead and hired him anyways. So once I saw that, I knew that Mr. Pantami, it would be hard to sack. This is a very hard one. But the government couldn't speak up about it for a while because I thought that again they were trying to measure the temperature. Yesterday they couldn't measure temperature anymore. They decided to back Issa Pantami and go with him. So Malam Garba Shehu, spokesman to the president, was instructed to carve a statement. And if that was his best, then I think that Mr. Garba Shehu should be looking for another job because it was unconvincing. Clearly unconvincing. That was in the 2000s. The minister was a man in his 20s. Next year he will be 50. Time has passed and people and their opinions often rightly change. Cannot be an excuse.
That isn't an excuse.
I remember very well Buhari Salisu, elected in 1999 as Speaker of the House of Representatives, a young man, also maybe in his 20s or very early 30s. He was of the Toronto episode at the time. He wasn't just sacked from the House of Reps, he was prosecuted.
And he went to oblivion.
And then he went to oblivion. He was a young man. Not just that, the Abdul Muttalab, the underwear bomber, I'm sure was very, very much younger than Pantami when Pantami made this 2006. So the excuse of he was young and has changed is not tenable. It doesn't convince him. It doesn't convince me. It doesn't convince any Nigerian. It gives the impression that the Buhari government has had the big chance now to make a clear statement that we do not tolerate extremists in our government. We will not accept extremist views, whether in the past or now. But has failed to take that chance. That's what has clearly happened. They have failed to take that chance, and today a lot of Nigerians and most people in the international community will think that inside the Nigerian government is a man who in the past had pledged loyalty to the Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. It's exactly what has happened here. I don't think there is a need to overflog this matter because we will not finish today, but I think the Nigerian government has, tacitly endorsed terrorism and a terror sympathizer in this government. Because Mr. Pantami cannot escape. He hasn't even denied the accusations. He accepted them and said I was young.
Can Pantami be sacked if the people want him to be sacked?
The President Buhari will not sack him. He hasn't sacked anybody because we wanted the president to sack anyone before. Kemi Adeosun resigned of her own volition when she saw the pressure. Pantami is refusing to resign. And Mr. Garba has called it a cancel culture, that there are people, ICT companies, he didn't mention that, I wish he did, who are bribing editors to bring a campaign of calumny against Mr. Pantami in order to cancel him. That's the government's position. I know there's not much to say about the Pantami matter. People will take different opinions. And therefore, if you look in the country today, opinions are clearly divided. Not one person in the north, to the traditional ruler, religious leader, elected political elites, have talked about Pantami. Everybody has taken a vow of silence on this matter. Nobody has spoken. Like the Omata Code in Old Sicily, I will not speak. If I speak, I will die. So I will not speak. That's the kind of oath most people have taken in the north. Nobody's speaking about Pantami. Malam Garba Shehu was instructed to issue a statement, and I'm sure that's where it ends. Pantami is still in his job today. Tomorrow he will walk. And that's the end of the matter. We'll continue to shout on social media. People like to shout, but I said it from day one that this is going nowhere unless you haven't been able to understand the posturing of the Buhari government, and especially when Buhari throws his first body language around an issue. Doesn't care.
Nothing is going to happen.
Nothing will happen.
Did you enjoy this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.